Unlike some of your fad diets, like fat-free diets or sugar-free diets, or even like gluten-free diets when it was kind of a fad, not necessarily, the kind of medically necessary direction for that diet plan. But with protein, the higher protein, yeah, you don't have to restrict anything. It's just simply, oh, I'm hungry, or, hey, I have this goal. Like, let's eat more food, more of the good stuff. Um, and so yeah, that aspect I think is number one. You don't have to restrict or avoid anything. The second thing, and it kind of falls into more of like what you and I, Kelly, have learned, back in school, and what we kind of preach, is the benefits of higher amounts of protein, which leads to, one, just that feeling of fullness. Protein helps aid in just giving you that longer lasting satiety meal to meal. And then going into weight management, those with like weight loss goals or body composition goals, that higher amount of protein helps with that, as well as then kind of the muscle building aspect as well. They both play hand in hand, but that's kind of what, where my kind of, again, research, and then even just my understanding, and knowledge and the popularity is just more of people just like the idea that, yeah, I don't have to not eat this or avoid that. It's just like, oh, hey, like, let's put good things into my body. Maybe it's lentils, or maybe it's chicken breast, or, this or that. Have you been hearing maybe the same stuff, or, maybe some other different perspective?
Yeah, like I think a lot of people have been, when they've been reaching out, it's like, what are vegetarian options? Not that people are necessarily strictly vegetarian or vegan, but I think just being more environmental conscious and trying to add in more plant things. And I think there's been such a myth that you have to eat meat or eggs in order to get the essential amino acids, and it's not the case. Also, like Michelle put in the chat, I think a lot of the GLP-1, that's getting a lot of protein press. And I think the reason behind that is, like you said, with protein, you really need that to build muscle and also to prevent muscle loss. So it's not just for bodybuilders, it's also as you age, you're going to lose muscle mass. So it's to prevent losing it as well. And so I know
Exactly.
everybody's been like getting at like, okay, well, how much I need? How much do I need now? So typically, if you take your weight in kilograms, I make it simple and say aim for 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight a day. So if you're 150 pounds, 150 grams. Now it can go like zero point 0.8 to 1.2 in that range. Bodybuilders, endurance athletes can go higher to 2. You don't want to go above 2 because then that can get risky. And also you're getting a lot of calories. And I have nutrition as a background. And one of my professors always said, if you have too much protein, you're doing all these protein shakes, it becomes very expensive urine because you get rid of it through, you extract it, nitric oxide through urine. So if you're having too much that you don't need, then you'll extract it. And that can get hard on the liver, kidneys as you get to those upper points.
Right. When you're really going beyond, like you said, that kind of 2.0, if you're really calculating it. Yeah, for most people, the 1.0 per gram per kilogram of body weight, is the go-to. I always, with my coaching clients, because I want to make the precedent of protein, because a lot of the people that I work with, whether it's with classes or these like one-on-one coaching sessions, it is, they want to lose weight, they want like muscle tone. So I'm wanting to, with their workouts, help support muscle building, in an appropriate way. And so I will sometimes, if I don't do the calculation, I might, kind of just say, hey, let's shoot for 1 gram of body weight, or so 1 gram of protein, per body weight. I think I said that right. So yeah, if
Pounds.
someone was like, hey, right now I weigh 170 pounds, or hey, I really want to weigh, get down to 130 pounds, hey, let's shoot for 130 grams of protein. It might be lofty and it might be super challenging. Um, but with that coaching that I do with those individuals, we can then sit down and discuss the challenges. Hey, what did you get this week? Oh, I only got to 112. Okay, great. Based on the calculations, you know, you're still superseding what your body needs at baseline. So, yeah, from a kind of a different approach and perspective, I like to kind of push people again, coaching clients for that higher amount of protein.
Yeah, and I think it really depends on people's goals. It's so easy, and it's a really good reason why we have these coaches corner is like get different perspectives. Because if you're working with people that are wanting to increase their strength and build muscle, then you're really trying to push them towards it. And then for other clients that are looking to decrease body weight, then you really want to be kind of more conservative. You want to get enough protein in because thing is, if you're cutting calories and you don't get enough protein in, then you're losing muscle mass. So that's why I'm always like, just count your protein. Try keep it lean if you're trying to lose muscle, or sorry, if you're trying to lose body fat and not be like lifting a lot heavier than you already are. But yeah, then in your perspective of adding in more protein than or aim for higher than you actually need, so you make sure you get that. So it really does, yeah, it
Right.
can work in both.
And like for me with that higher amount of protein, like we said, and we both know that, consuming more protein helps with that satiety factor. So you don't snack and add more calories. And so, there's that kind of theory, if you will. It's always different for each individual. I wish it was more cookie cutter for everybody, but um, just that notion of, hey, if I'm getting you to eat more protein, you're not going to be consuming as many calories as you typically do. So it's kind of a neat little, kind of way
Mhm.
to help eliminate maybe some other not so great calories. If like I think of myself, I'm a snacker. Like I love, little like crackers and chips and candies, and I bored eat all the time. But but yes, that higher amount of protein can help you avoid, like I said, kind of at the beginning of our session, how I had, a fantastic dinner a few nights ago, and I didn't eat the rest of the night, which was a big win for me.
Nice. Yeah, I really like the Quest chips. I won't like I'll just put in, I'm not putting in a link because you guys probably don't want to go to Amazon or go shopping right now. Maybe you do, but that could end you in a spiral to start shopping. But I really like the Quest chips. It's like 18 grams of protein, 150 calories. I have it every afternoon at round two, kind of at my salt fix. And it's filling because I could eat Doritos and not fill up. But these I really am like satiated and I get full. So it really helps with the salt and that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great to hear the different um, protein chips. There's so many options now too with the gluten free, or sorry, the which is gluten free, but also like chickpea crust for pizzas, pasta. You get a lot of protein in that way. And if you're like me and more of a sauce topping person, then it doesn't matter as much. And I oftentimes will add more cheese on to those chickpea pizzas, but I do enjoy that and use that as a way of getting more protein in.
Yes. And even like trying to not think of it maybe in the sense of like meal, like, oh, I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I need to get my, like for me, I think technically 80, it's like 87 grams of protein, that I need just at baseline per day. Break that down into 3 meals, like that can kind of get quite a bit. It is still reasonable, but if you are shooting for that higher end, so if I was shooting for like 150, let's say, I mean, it's tough to get, the necessary protein, with breakfast, with lunch, with dinner to hit that 150. So I know you and I have talked about it before. It's really nice to spread that protein out over even into your snacks as well. That's where, like you mentioned, like the Quest chips. I've been really liking the. It's not a lot of protein in like the protein chickpea puffs. I forget what brand it is, but that has kind of been a new go-to for me. Protein bars. And I did see someone in the chat that kind of mentioned the protein bar aspect, and like just to note on like my personal approach, or even like when I suggest it to others, it's more of a find what you like. Just because there are so many different options out there, and your taste preferences differ from my taste preferences. But kind of in general, I'm looking for something with a higher amount of protein. So I think right now, um, I just picked up the pure protein brand from Costco. That has it's like 15 or 17 grams of protein in it. And it's it's pretty dense, not the like most like candy bar like. Because sometimes like I'd rather go for like a Snickers, instead of like a protein bar, but just trying to bridge that gap and find something that satisfies that candy bar craving, but getting some protein in. That pure protein one kind
Yeah.
of has helped me bridge that gap. But yeah, like I would just tell somebody, if you can, like go to your grocery store, and they usually have like the um, uh, single bars like available. So just buy one, get a couple different brands, see what you like, um, you know, and then you're off to a better start than before. Um, you don't really have to get too like picky with it in the terms of like, well, what's the ratio of this? Oh, this has 200 calories in it versus this one has 150. Just eat more protein. Keep it
Yeah.
simple.
Could see. Yeah, and I think with that too, you don't need to supplement. Like I think the first step is awareness. See if are you hitting those grams that are required through food. Like you don't have to supplement. There's I know we were talking about essential amino acids, complete proteins, and meat, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy, they have complete proteins. But then if you're vegetarian, vegan, quinoa, soy, like tofu or edamame, amaranth, which I need to try, is also a great one that is has all the essential amino acids. Buckwheat, hemp seeds, chia seeds. So just adding more seeds to your meals and snacks. And just try and keep it simple. Like I try to do like nuts, mixed nuts every day. I put it in a baggie so I don't overeat it because it has a lot of calories. But I always try to have like, or apple with peanut butter. I always try to add some sort of protein in with every meal. And one other thing is to when to eat protein. Kyle and I've talked so much, and it's like I try to add it for every snack, every meal. But especially after you work out, within 30 minutes, that's when you're really going to be absorbing the most. So people are always like, when do I eat it before? Do I eat it after? I say both, but definitely like within 30 minutes after working out, especially lifting, getting those amino acids so you can repair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I try to again just try to keep it really simple because there's so many other things going on in people's lives. Yes, there is that window, like you said, 30 minutes, and if you can, great. Your meal, your protein shake, your protein bar, whatever it might be, but as long as you're getting it in, at some point, the remainder of the day, that's better than missing it completely, or yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
got a lot
time
of good
flies when we're
activity.
talking protein, huh? This is so fun. It's so nice to have this time. It's short, it's quick, but we are always here, Kyle and I, along with the rest of our total well-being staff. So if you have specific questions, reach out. We will reach out and follow up with the recording as well as resources. And if you can just write, even if you have a post-it nearby, or maybe just a note, just like what's one thing you're going to try or add or do. If you're like me, you get done with these sessions, you had all these great ideas, and then you get distracted. So I already wrote, I'm going to add amaranth because I've never tried it. And I'm going to put it on my computer. So by the end of this week, I'm going to try it. I don't know how to prepare it, cook it, but I'm going to try it. So thank you for joining and for all of your comments. We will be following up. So we really appreciate everyone with their time. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us. We got a lot of activity through chat, so this might be a follow-up topic in the future.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.